All right, another video, last video for the night. I want to talk about backing a spread axle. Spread axles are very unique in that with a regular closed tandem like such, you can back, you can twist, you can do really hard maneuvers and be fine. I wouldn't recommend doing it all the time because you can damage the tires. However, you can't do a 90 in a spread because I'll go ahead and just randomly demonstrate. What you'll notice is that front set of wheels right there, you see how it's sliding across the ground? It's not turning, it's actually dragging across the ground. You'll end up damaging the tires, ripping them right off the rims, damaging that whole axle group. It's a whole catastrophe, a whole mess. And then on top of that, the way the trailer bounces and reacts to maneuvers is dependent on how much of the load you have. You could have a 2,000 pound load on your trailer, or you could have a 45,000 pound load on your trailer. The way that 2,000 pound load is going to react is very different than that 45,000 pounds. And how that 45,000 pounds is loaded, you could have it to where it's dead center and have basically the weight equal on the drives versus the trailers. Or because you're a spread axle, you're allowed 40,000 pounds on the rear, you could err to have more weight and have that coil or whatever loaded closer towards the spread axle. And then you could have your spread axle sitting at, like, instead of being 34,000 pounds, it's at 37,000. And instead of this one being at whatever weight it's gonna be, let's just say if this one's at 34 and it went to 37, instead of this one being at 34, it's gonna go down to 31. Let's just random numbers, rudimentary numbers. You're going to have a harder time backing and turning it because you have all that weight on the wheels. So if you're at truck stop, you'll generally notice that we'll come and try to do some sort of an angled back. It's not always a 45, but it's some sort of an angled back. We'll do this kind of number right here. We'll pull up, pull out, try to get as much bend out. Are you serious? Okay. Sorry, the truck and trailer decided not to want to turn. Pull forward, pull out, pull up. Why is it doing that? It's locking up on me. Anyway, sorry, these are brand new toy trucks, so that's probably why it's locking up. You'll notice that we'll try to get in a position similar to like this, because we can't afford to have that front set of wheels dragging. So what we'll do is get out as much bend as possible and try to get it as straight with the spot as we possibly can. And we'll begin backing. You'll notice how trailers sometimes, it can seem to turn very slow, but then the second you pull up to adjust, it'll fix it really fast. So it's the turning on the trailer is very, very, very weird, but it takes just a second to get adjusted to it. And we'll always keep some kind of bend, but you'll notice that we'll do this kind of number right here. So this is, I guess, more of a tips on backing a spread axle. You want to get as close as possible and work yourself into not necessarily a 45, but some kind of backing maneuver where you get out a significant amount of the bend between, the angle between the trailer and the spot, and you actually try to get the trailer as straight at the spot as you possibly can without jeopardizing your ability to maneuver forward because you have that barricade. So now that you have it, you're going to try and back into the spot. And sometimes it's going to require you to do some pull-ups. A lot of times you'll see us do this kind of number right here. We'll do this, get into a certain position. We'll do this, get into a certain position. We'll keep on seesawing, as I like to call it, until we're straight with that spot. Then sometimes we might end up blindsiding a tad bit just to be able to get it into the spot. Get it in, do another additional pull-up, and back straight in. So for us backing spread axles, we're going to need to do a modified version of a 45, get out as much bend as you can, or excuse me, get out as much of the angle between the trailer and the spot. And what I mean when I say the angle between the trailer and the spot, right now we're at, this spot is this way, the trailer is facing this way, thus creating a 90-degree angle. We want to take away that 90 degree as much as possible and turn this backing into as much of a straight line back as we possibly can with the amount of real estate that we have without damaging our truck or any of the surrounding truck or property. And we're going to work ourselves in. Sometimes we're going to do a pull up, back in, pull up, back in, pull up, and seesaw ourselves into a spot. And there we have it.